All right, guys, welcome to the Type 1 Lifting Podcast. I have a fellow diabetic and CrossFit Games athlete, Michel Jean. How you doing?
Hey, good, and you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So I saw you, I actually found out about you in in a CrossFit article with another diabetic I had on my podcast as well. So I saw you and I was like, oh, I have to have a fellow diabetic on my
Yeah,
podcast.
of course. Thanks, man.
Yeah. And congratulations on making it to the games. That's a huge feat too.
Yeah, man. It's thanks. It's a lot of hard work, and it was like a dream that came true a little bit. It
Yeah, very cool. Very
was
cool.
really nice.
Awesome. And so you're French Canadian. So before we go over like the CrossFit games or anything like that, you're a type 1 diabetic. And so I kind of want to get your story of how you became a type 1 diabetic.
Okay, so first of all, I'm type 1 diabetic since December 2018. It was really a bad timing because it was on 20 December 26th, so right after Christmas. I was eating a lot of junk food and stuff like that, like everybody on Christmas.
Mhm.
And my mother is type 1 too, so yeah. And during the night of the 26th December, I was really thirsty, always drinking water every 10 minutes and going to the toilet. And so my mother knew that these were the symptoms of type 1 diabetic. So she took me a fingerprint, and I was high. So she immediately knew that this was this that I was type 1.
Mhm.
And so my dad was working. He always sorry.
There you
He
go.
immediately went home, and we directly went to the hospital. So that's how it went.
Yeah. So how long has your mother been a diabetic for?
She also got her diagnostic kind of like late. She got it when in her mid 20s, so
Mhm.
it's been kind of a long time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you don't want to say her age, so
Yeah.
so what obviously you said you were like drinking a lot, like peeing a lot. That was the same symptoms I pretty much had too as
Yeah.
well. So obviously going to the hospital and getting that diagnosis. So what were your parents like? What how were they feeling, and like what were their like emotions going through that you're a type 1 diabetic now?
My parents were pretty like um, like they knew the disease kind of well because my mom had it, but they were stressed because I was doing a lot of sports, and they didn't know if I would be able to manage it well with it. So because my mother does not like do a lot of sports like me, so
Mhm.
like for her to manage her disease, it's really not the same as me. So that was the stressful part about it.
Yeah, yeah. And how are you feeling with when you got the diagnosis?
At first, I wasn't really like knowing what happened, so I was just like, okay, can I just like go home? It's Christmas. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And and after I honestly, I like everybody, I think I was really sad when like they showed me the insulin and all that stuff. But um, after that, I it just like it's life, and I passed it through, and it went good.
Yeah. So how was the first needle injection of insulin? Like how did that go? Were you nervous the whole time?
Not really. I'm not really afraid of needles. It was pretty okay. It's just the fact of doing it that I didn't like. But it was a day after because I slept at the hospital,
Hmm.
and like in the morning and all the day after, they they kept me in the hospital to show me everything how it works. So I had my first injection, and it was not that bad. I didn't do a crisis or something. Just okay.
Just pinch and stab. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously, being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes is a life changer. So, I mean, and obviously you're still in, well, I don't know what they call it in Canada. Is it considered high school or?
Yeah, but in Quebec where I live, it's a little bit different. So we have 6 years of primary school.
Okay.
Then after we change school, we have 5 years of what they call high school. It's only 5 years. And after that, that's where I am. It's 2 years. It's called Cégep.
Okay.
And then after that 2 years, you go to university.
Okay.
So
So,
it's, yeah.
so you were in Cégep.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Nice. Okay. So you were in that when you got diagnosed. So how did?
No, no. I was diagnosed like when I was in high school. Yeah. So it
Okay.
was 3 years ago.
Okay. Okay. So, like, how did you tell your friends, or like, what did your friends think, or did you feel like you're like kind of like the only person in the high school since you got diagnosed with diabetes?
Yeah, it was a little bit hard because I did, except for my mom, knew a lot of people with it. And to explain type 1 diabetes to someone that really don't know what it is, it's really hard because like even my closest friends don't really know what it's all about. Like it's you need to live with it to know like
Hmm.
what is it. And my teachers and stuff, I didn't really told them until like I really needed. So it was okay at school. It was not that bad. And my coaches knew, so it was good.
Okay. Okay. So, did you ever have lows during school at all, or like
Uh,
how did you manage your diabetes at school, taking classes?
I have my Dexcom, so I just have to like during a class or something, I just check my phone and it says me and I take I use like a sweet tarts candies.
Yeah.
I have them in my pocket, so in just in case. And yeah, but I it never arrived that it had like a really big dangerous situation that I passed out or something. Never arrived.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
I luckily, knock on wood, that's never happened to me either. I mean,
okay,
the lowest I've been, I mean, obviously your numbers are different, but I've been at 24. And so that's like, I don't know, like,
that's
I
really
mean,
low.
yeah, really low.
Okay, okay. Because
Like
me 24 is really high.
that's right. I forgot. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like, just think of it the
yeah,
opposite.
yeah. I
But, yeah, like I was actually driving and I was like sitting down. I finally got up and I woke and I like
oh my God.
stood up and I was like, holy smokes, my vision was going all out. And I was like, so I had literally had to go to a store and just like grab a box and just don't pay for it and just sit down and then pay for it. Obviously I paid for it, but like
Okay, yeah.
sit down and eat, and kind of took me like 15 minutes just to get back to normal. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I've even during working at the hospital, I've gotten like really low, and I just have to sit there, and it's like all the nurses that I work with, or when I used to work with, they were like, "You look weird. Sit down and eat something."
Yeah.
So does any of your teachers like obviously do they know the symptoms of like high and low at all, so they can kind of like check on you to see if there's any issues?
Uh, not really. If I have honestly, I don't really tell them because all like practically all the time it's going well, so
Yeah.
I don't really tell them. But if I have to, I just tell them, and I think they can see it on my like my profile of school. It's written on it, so it's all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you play football too.
Yeah, yeah.
How long you been playing football for?
I've been playing football for about like 6 7 years. When I was 12 years old, I started with the city team, and then because I wanted to know if I liked it to go in the high school team right after my primary school, like I
Mhm.
said before. And I liked it, so I joined the team school of my high school
Mhm.
during 5 years, and then I'm in Cégep in Division One in Quebec.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So what position
Yeah.
do you play?
I play a middle linebacker, but I started as an O-line when I was 12 years old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That usually happens.
And
Very cool.
I didn't liked it at all. It was really bad. And after I played a little bit running back, I didn't like it too. So they switched me on the defense, and that's what I liked really.
Yeah. Yeah. I like hitting because I played football pretty much from high school to college. So
Oh yeah,
I played all defense. I was a D lineman, so I was on the defensive end. So I love hitting people. Just me getting
yeah,
hit,
just
like
yeah, that's not fun. You
yeah,
want to hit, yeah,
yeah.
I
It's pretty funny.
understand.
Like I've never scored a touchdown before in my life, and I'm like I've always wanted to score one. And I always tell like my teammates on the offensive side, I like, dude, what does it feel like to score a touchdown? And like, dude, it's so awesome. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I need to do it for once, and I never got the chance to.
But I think getting a sack is better because
Yes.
like everybody like I don't know, it's a really good feeling, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I love because I was on the blind side too mostly. So like I was so fast around the corner that I would
Yeah,
get the quarterback so quick, and he would have no idea where I came from. So I mean, yeah, I can kind of say that like me having a sack is like a touchdown.
yeah. And that makes a good highlights too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So obviously your season's over right now. Or is it still going on?
No, it's over. It's the season here is from August to like mid-November.
Okay, okay. How did you guys do this season?
We did great. We got eliminated in in the middle of the playoffs.
Okay.
We were a little bit sad. We was thinking we could do better, but it's it's happening.
Hey, things happen. Things happen.
Yeah.
So, do you follow the NFL at all, or do you just follow the CFL?
Uh, I don't really follow the CFL, and most of people here don't really follow the CFL too. They just follow the NFL because it's way bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't follow it really. I'm not a fan of one team. I just follow it for fun, but don't know every player stats and things. But yeah,
Okay. So out of all the teams, who's your favorite team? If someone
uh,
came to you and pointed a gun at you and said you have to pick one team, who is it?
I think it's the. I gotta go with the Ravens for Mark Andrews.
Okay. Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, yeah. He's a type 1 diabetic too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would love to get him on my podcast too. I've been like messaging him all the time. I'm like, hey, can you
yeah,
come on?
yeah.
So
That would be really nice.
yeah, do you know there's other other not podcasts, there's other diabetics in the NFL right now. So there's a long snapper for the Miami Dolphins, and I believe there is a diabetic, I think on the Chiefs. I'm trying to think. There's like three of them that are in the league right now, and Mark
Oh,
Andrews too.
yeah, I don't know. I only knew Mark Andrews. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, no, he's a kicker. That's right. He's a kicker.
Okay,
So he's like, I mean, kickers are okay.
less famous.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, they serve a purpose. So, um,
Yeah.
but very cool. So, while you're playing football, like I know you've been doing CrossFit because obviously you made it to the games. When did you start doing CrossFit?
I started doing CrossFit before my high school years. So when I was 11 years old, I think something
Jeez.
like that.
Yeah.
And at L'Usine Terrebonne, it's like very near my house where I live. I started just to get in shape for football. I was like, oh, it could be good to start my high school and be like in shape.
Yep.
So I started like that, and then I fell in love with just like CrossFit, not only for getting in shape, but just for the sport.
Hmm.
So I I started like doing it more seriously, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So when did you realize you were getting like really good at CrossFit?
Um, like when I started at 12 years old, I was in the teen group that they call,
Yep.
and like one or 2 years after, the coach at l'usine Terrebonne told me like that you need to go to the like adult normal class because the group was just not, it was not
Okay.
challenging for me.
Yeah.
So I went to the normal class, and yeah, that's when I started like training more, really more seriously and more often to when they switched me from a 2 days a week class of teens to when I could like go every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously like manage it during your football season and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play any other sports?
No, only played football and CrossFit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how does it feel being at your age, absolutely smoking the adults during the workouts?
I don't know. It's honestly, it feels good. It feels really good.
Does it
Yeah.
obviously CrossFit's a big community aspect, but like I guarantee you some of those adults are getting pissed that you're blowing them out of the water.
Yeah, yeah, I know that for sure. But I train hard. It's not luck. It's hard work, and like they could beat me, but they decided to work less. So
So while like playing football and doing CrossFit, obviously your blood sugars are like all over the place. So
yeah.
how do you manage your blood sugar throughout like your football season as well as CrossFit?
For me, my method is it's a little bit like rare to see this in CrossFit, but I'm on like low carb.
Hmm.
And so I eat mostly meat, vegetables, and some like cheese, some dairy, and nuts and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's kind of more easy to manage it because my blood sugar does not go really high,
Hmm.
and but it's still like really hard. But I manage it like that way, and yeah.
All right, all right. So like has it been like really high during like metcons or ANRAPs or
Oh
anything like
yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah. During mostly during the games, it was really hard to manage it because I had the workout who pushed my blood glucose really high, and the stress who also like during the first event, it was a 4.5 mile run, and I really I honestly I'm not absolutely not a good runner, so I didn't really knew how it would like go. So
Yeah.
I was running. I had a sugar like a liquid glucose in my pocket. So I was running, and during in the middle of the run, I thought I was low because I was feeling I don't know weird,
Hmm.
and I took it, and uh, when I finished the run, not a really good score, um, I saw my Dexcom, and when I took the glucose, I was like at 18, so it's really high. And
Yeah.
I took the glucose right after, so I was super high, and just that like uh, it was really hard to get after it. Every of other day of the games was bad because of this mistake.
Yeah, yeah. So about the games. So when you made it to the games this year, what was your reaction when you made it?
I was super happy because I was like all the 2021 year, I dedicated all this year to training with my friend. And so I was really happy that I finally made it. And because it was also my last year that I could like participate in the games because I was 17, and like
Hmm.
this year I practically have no chance of like qualifying. So it was my last year and I really wanted it. So when I got it, I was super proud and I was really happy.
Very cool. So do they give you a letter or email? Like how does the notification come to you that you made it to the
Um, it was really stressful because I knew it was the top 20 of the online qualifiers that was qualifying to the games, but I was 15th. And then, but my fourth workout, I did a mistake on it was 4 rep max front squat, and I
Mhm.
forgot to put one clip on one side.
Oh,
And
geez.
on like the, I don't know,
The rule book, right?
yeah, the rule book, they said that you need to have 2 clips on the bar while you lift it. So I was looking at my video, I was, oh no, I hope they don't see it. So I was panicking to not go to the games because of a clip. And it was really long. Like the online qualifiers finished in April or May. No, I don't know, something like that, April, I think.
Yeah.
And we waited like 2 months, 1 month. It was really long, and then we finally got an email that's a congratulations, like you made it to the games and all the information.
Very cool. Very
So
cool. So do you still have that email with you?
yeah, I saved it and screenshotted it like 100 times.
Very cool. So going to the games, like how did you guys like manage the trip? Did you guys fly down, like drive down, like where, how did you make it down there?
It was I went with all my family, so my dad, my mom, my sister, and my brother, and we went on in a plane to go. And but with COVID and stuff, it was really complicated to get back in Canada. So we had a lot of problems to go back in Canada. We were stuck at the hotel because our COVID test
Hmm.
did not like the results did not came in time, so we missed her flights. And then my dad was like panicking. We didn't know what to do, so he took the car that we
Rented?
rented. Yeah, yeah, thanks. The car that we rented, and he drove like I think it was like 15 hours straight during the night. And yeah, it was really hard. In the small car, we were five with. I had my like my package. I don't know what to say. Like on my legs during 15 hours. It was really long.
Oh, geez. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
gave you a lot of like clothing,
Yeah.
shoes, and everything. Even that bag, those two bags were ginormous.
Yeah, that was the best part, but yeah, like returning them to your house was a big problem because yeah, we had two duffel bags, noble like full of gear, so that take a lot of space, and it was hard to take it home.
Yeah, yeah, especially going internationally too. You have to probably have to pay like an arm and a
Yeah,
leg to get those two bags just in the plane.
yeah,
Yeah, you probably
that's
had
like
to, yeah,
a
you probably had to
gift,
sell some
but it's
stuff. Yeah, you probably had to sell some stuff so just so you can actually pay for the trip, the rest of the clothes to make it over to Canada.
yeah.
Very cool. So when you made it into the games to register and all that stuff, and like obviously you said that your blood sugars were all over the place, but
Yeah.
what was your reaction like walking in and registering and like then doing the athlete walkout and all the workouts? Like what was going through your head throughout the whole time?
Uh, I man, I don't know how to explain. It was just so sick. Like was just too nice, and like you finally see the other guys that you are competing to. Like you see them on videos on the leaderboard, but you
Mhm.
never like talk to them or something. So it's really nice to see like other kids that I mean are good, and it's pretty rare to see like a lot of fit people like in one place.
Yeah.
It was really sick. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Did you get like starstruck when you saw like a CrossFit athlete like Matt or like
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, it's really him.
Yeah, I got a story like this. It was before I think it was the run or another workout. I don't know. I was warming up on the bike erg.
Mhm.
There was like 20 bikers like in line. I was in the middle, and I'm like in FaceTime with my friend. His name is Nicolas Joyal. He's really good too. He went to a semifinal. Like he was like my coach, so I was FaceTiming him, and then I'm biking, and I just looked to my right, and I see it's Shane and Tia Claire and Brooke Wells like biking just beside me. I'm like, yo, like I started just screaming. I was what the. And so yeah, that was a nice moment.
Did you talk to them at all?
Not really. Just I just remember that Tia Claire said to me, "Good luck," and that was a
That's,
that
that's,
was the
that's,
best good luck.
that's good enough. I'll take that. So,
Yeah.
so like throughout the whole process, were you happy with your results after the game? Like when the games were over?
No, not really. During the second day, I had a good workout. It was a sled push and clean and jerks, like a sprint. I finished fourth, but I had uh, like a heat stroke. I
Yeah.
was dehydrated and dehydrated, and so after the workout, I just like passed out. But I finished fourth, so I was happy. But I passed out, and I wasn't able to just stand up. So everybody got me to help me, and I puked and stuff. So they got me to
The
the
hot the,
medical.
the like the EMT crew.
Yeah, and so I missed man the
The fifth the next workout.
yeah that the man I don't know how to say the next workout thing that they explained the next workout. So I missed it, and I didn't know what the next day workouts was. So when I went to the warm up area where they explained it. Like my friends told me the workouts, but I didn't really know. So the next day it was a big like a workout with double unders, muscle ups, and ski. And I was like, oh nice, that's good for me. I think I can do well. And the day before I did well, so I was like really motivated to go hard. But I didn't know that the double unders were on the some grass, and my rope was I my rope broke during the qualifiers, so I
Mhm.
replaced it with a small cable like that I bought at a store, not even made to for a jump rope.
Yeah.
So it was fine during the qualifiers, but when I went to on the grass, I wasn't able to do like two double unders in a row.
Oh, that
So I
sucks.
was so
Oh,
pissed off. Like I finished last because I wasn't able to. It was a round of 100 double unders. So I did
jeez.
one round. I don't know how I finished one round, but it was really bad. So that like ended my.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, it's a big community at CrossFit. So did you make a good amount of friends during
Yeah,
the whole thing?
yeah. Everybody was really nice, but I have one friend that I still talk to like every day. He's a I don't know if you will see this, Gabriel Welzel. He's a Brazilian. Like I didn't talk to him before, and right after, and like we became really good friends. We still talk together, and like we share workouts and stuff like every day. So that's nice. And
Yeah.
yeah, meet a lot of people. People were really nice down there. So
Yeah. I don't really think CrossFit athletes are mean or anything like that. They
yeah,
obviously they'll have like a switch that turns on and they say, okay, I'm laser, like I'm focused.
yeah. Be like before the workout, everybody is focused. Nobody like talking, but like after everybody is like you're against each other, but you're friends. So it's really nice. Not like in football. In football, everybody don't talk, and even after the game, you're not friend with the other team. Like you just want to beat them, and
Yep. Yep. You just want to rip their heads off pretty much.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Very cool. So you talked about your workouts and stuff. What program do you follow?
Before the games, I wasn't really following a program. Just
I hate you.
just just following like what my friend Nicholas did, like I said. So it was not like some days I was doing what I wanted, some days I was doing what he did.
Hmm.
And but now after the games, I joined Deca Comp with
Okay.
Michel Jean.
Yeah.
So right now I'm doing Deca Comp. I I am trying to do the most of it because with school and like football trainings, it's hard to
Mhm.
outdo it. But I do my best to
Yeah.
do
Very
everything.
cool. So I forgot to mention, so during the games, you actually met another diabetic. So
Yeah,
what was it seeing another diabetic in the wild? We were like, oh, it's one of us. It's one of me.
yeah,
Is it like that?
yeah, yeah. It's really like that. Like it's really it was really nice because you finally like see someone that knows the struggle you're living, and during the competition too, like before the run we talked about like what you did to like manage the run and stuff. So it's really nice to share like what you live because other athletes don't know at all what you're living. So it's really nice.
Yeah, because a lot of people see type 1 is like kind of like type 2 diabetes. Because
Yeah, they really don't know the difference.
yeah, because I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh, why? How are you diabetic? You're like really fit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, that's not how it works. My pancreas quit on me, so it's my
Yeah.
pancreas is like retired. So that's how it works." So
Yeah.
do you get that too?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, why you're diabetic? You ate too much sugar or stuff like that. I'm like, man, shut up.
Yeah, yeah. So do people come up to you and say, "Hey, you can't eat that. You're a diabetic"?
Yeah, yeah, a lot. They don't understand that it's not like you're not allergic. It's just like you do choice, but it's not because you can't eat it. It's just because you don't want to. Like they don't
Mhm.
understand the difference.
Yeah. So with me eating, like I'll have like a treat once in a while, but like not
Yeah,
really. But typically like for me, like my blood sugar kind of spikes at night, even though it's like I take like the long lasting insulin. So
yeah.
I kind of stop eating after like 7 o'clock. So do you kind of do something like that, or do you kind of like what like how do you eat through like the whole day to like kind of manage your diabetes?
Um, I eat like a breakfast, mostly eggs and like meat, so beef or bacon, something like that.
Mhm.
I only eat like 3 meals and like one small meal between my lunch and my dinner.
Mhm.
And so I don't really take a lot of snacks because this is the really hard to calculate and manage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I and so yeah, like you said, after my supper, I don't eat like after the supper is over. I just wait, and sometimes I eat during the night because of CrossFit.
Mhm.
I go low in the middle of the night really often, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So obviously, in the middle of the night when you go low, like what's your go-to snack?
Uh, my mom don't want me to eat like everything, so it's I always eat like I start with sweet tarts and then I eat like proteins, so like something like peanuts or
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, yeah. For me, if I get low in the middle of the night, I'll have like a peanut butter sandwich,
Yeah.
and like so what I'll do is like I'll lie in bed and like just like close my eyes and just like because it's like so early in the morning, and I'm like just eating and just chewing, and then just have my eyes closed, and then like literally just sitting there just like eating it, and then like I'm like trying to make myself go to sleep like right after I finish eating it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't work, but it just feels a lot better for me doing it.
Yeah, but this is making me afraid to like wake up and being really high too. So I
Yeah.
need to not not eat too much during the night.
Yeah. So with like for me, for some reason, like I get like really high at night when I wake up. So it's like kind of like they call it the dawn effect. Have you ever heard of that before?
Like when you wake up and it spikes.
Yeah, like the hormones kick
Yeah,
in and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So do you have the same issue too? Because obviously being a teenager, it's a little bit different compared to me being an old man. So
Uh, Honestly, I don't really have that issue. Like sometimes I wake up and I eat like 2 hours after, and my my blood sugar is still the same as when I woke up.
okay.
But like for example, my mother has it. So if when she wake up, like her blood sugar goes high even if she don't eat nothing.
Mm, interesting. So we're obviously being a teenager, like do your levels like go crazy at all? Like when you first became a diabetic, or is it now you've gotten to the hang of it that it's like just like completely normal?
Uh, it's it's pretty good, I think. It's a The only thing is really during trainings, the
Yeah.
CrossFit and football, it's all over the place. Nothing works. But when I'm just chill at home, everything's good. But I'm still able to like manage it even with the trainings and stuff. Like
Hmm.
I think my last A1C was like 5.9 or something like that.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome. That's impressive. Yeah, so when I first got diagnosed, my A1C was I think 11.5, and then I got it within 9 months. I got it down to 5.8, and then another year I just ate like I ate like an asshole, and so all of a sudden my A1C went up to like 7 or 8, and I'm like, okay, this has got to stop. So I kind of like stopped a little bit and kind of like
Okay.
been more like, okay, stop eating like an idiot, just eat the same
Yeah.
thing and be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
understand.
yeah, do you ever get burnt out at all being a diabetic?
What you mean, burned out?
Like tired of like doing the
Oh
same
yeah,
stuff like insulin and all that stuff?
yeah, yes. Mostly during like when I work out and it doesn't work because I'm low and I'm high and I just can't do what I want to do.
Hmm.
That really like that makes me like sad and I'm tired of it, but like
Yeah.
I can do nothing about it, so I'm not
Yep.
gonna. Yeah,
Yeah. So with me, sometimes if I get like really low or really high, I have to like sit down, and especially with like because I have two kids as well. So it kind of makes me feel like helpless that I can't like help out. And it makes me like, I don't know. I just there's sometimes that I'm just like, okay, this is getting a little too ridiculous. And so it
yeah,
makes me feel bad because then my wife is like, well, you should know better. And I'm like, well, I can't help it all the time.
yeah,
So it's like it's my blood sugar. It's like it does its own thing. I get a really if I wanted to be
yeah.
normal, I'd have to check my blood sugar at least like 20 times a day.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like it's really like random. Every day is different. Even if you do the same thing as you did yesterday and the other day, like you can,
Yeah.
it could go high, but you did nothing different.
Yeah. So, speaking, but talking, going back to the CrossFit Games. So, do you know that you're the third diabetic in the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm really proud of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, so do you know who the first person is?
no, I don't know.
So I heard she's actually been on my podcast twice. Her name's Kelly Wild. So she's been to the games, I think 3 times, and she she
Really?
went she went on she went in as a team with a team of 6 before they changed it to 4. So she was there from like for 3 years before they changed it to 4. So she's been there. You've been there. Gosh, that other girl's been on my podcast too. I forgot her name.
Delaney.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just you three right now, as
Okay.
far as what I know, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any other diabetics like that have gone to the games being like in like the master's class or the teenagers. And so far I've only, have noticed 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like I'm really proud because I think it can show other diabetics that it's possible to compete at high level, or not even CrossFit, but also every sports and stuff.
Mhm.
So it opened doors to them to know that you can like do it even with type 1 diabetes.
Yeah. And then that kind of gets your chest up too. You're like, hey, look what I can do. And you can do it too. So so we're getting close to the end. So I kind of want to talk about the open so far. So obviously this is when this comes out, the third workout's already been done, but we're going to talk about the first 2 workouts.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the first workout and the second workout so far?
The first workout was just bad. Just like, what is this? It's just not fun. I don't know. I don't know what you think about the first workout, but for me, I just really didn't like it. I didn't register for the open because I was feeling not really in shape because I had a lot of school and stuff, so I wasn't training a lot. So yeah, I didn't register, but I did a bad score, and I don't liked it. Didn't redo it. Nothing. I just did it once, and that's it.
Yeah, how many reps did you get?
I got 8 rounds and like 256 reps. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
eight
Yeah.
rounds and
Yeah, you
middle
beat
of
me
the.
like you beat me by like 40 reps. I made it to like the 7th round and that's it. And I wanted to redo it because I
Yeah, but
noticed,
you're really tall. For you, wall
yeah,
walks and stuff, it's it's hard.
yeah,
For
it takes
me,
a
5'9",
yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
don't have any excuse.
being 6'6", it's like takes a minute just for me to do one wall walk.
Yeah.
But like that, the one thing I did notice during the workout, I mean, I didn't mind it because I went unbroken with the dumbbell snatches and the box jumps because
Yeah.
like obviously being tall, I can just like bounce. Like I literally can just like jump 1 inch and I'm already at the top of the box. And then the dumbbell snatches, granted, like I have to go down and pull it up, but I'm strong enough to like handle it the whole time. But
Yeah.
I did notice like I chalked up way too much every time I got the dumbbell. So obviously like that could have been like a whole round if I really wanted to, just chill out and don't chalk up and like, just go for
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
what do you think about the second one?
Uh, I think it looks better so far, but this one will hurt like crazy. It's
Yeah.
a it scares me a bit, this workout. And time cap 10, it's really short when you see like Justin and Orvat that practically capped the workout.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I saw that. I was at work and I watched it and I was like, first of all, like I'm not really, I'm not a big fan of deadlifts because once
yeah,
again, my height,
yeah,
it takes forever. And then like it almost makes me do like a Romanian deadlift, just like kind of like straight and just use my back the whole time doing it
Mhm.
because it just takes too long to bend my knees. And then burpees, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what a score I'm gonna get, but like I hope it's a good one.
Yeah, yeah, same. I don't know, but I really, honestly, I really don't know what I will get, but I will do my best, and that's all count. That's all it counts.
Yeah. So do you like doing like the aerobic workouts or you just like lifting heavy?
Uh, I try doing more aerobic workouts, but I don't really like it. I like more lifting heavy
Mhm.
because, but I'm not the strongest of like the competitors, so I think it's good for me to lift heavy, but I just need to not lose all my my cardio too because
Yeah, same here. I love lifting heavy. Like that's all I want. Like I like doing that, but like, I realize that like my main focus I really need to work on is gymnastics and more aerobic work because like
yeah,
me, especially with my long limbs, like doing toes to bar and like it just takes more time. So I need to be more efficient to,
yeah,
hold on to the bar and constantly do the movements just to, last longer in the workout. So I could actually have like a person that like your height, 5'9", that I actually can like hold on and kind of hang with them. So
Yeah.
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 So funny story real quick. So there's a kid at the box that I used to go to. He's about your height. So he was like he was a sprint, he was a track athlete, track and field. And
Yeah.
so he would do the workouts on Saturdays. And so we would do like pull-ups and like other workouts that they programmed for the day. And I like to video record my workouts sometimes, like during the Saturday workouts to see like
Yeah.
how better I can do. And so we're doing pull-ups and I take a break and I'm like, and he takes a break too. And I'm like, what number are you on? And he's like, doubled the same amount of number, like doubled the number that I'm at. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how is that possible? And I look back in the video, and literally every one pull-up I did,
Yeah. He did
he
too.
did too. And I'm sitting
Yeah.
there like, there's no way I can win this. There's no way. No way.
Yeah, but on a rowing workout, you will do a half this time. So
True. Yeah. I can pull like 1 calorie per stroke or even
yeah.
more. So yeah.
Yeah.
And wall balls too. Like I could hold on to wall balls like all day. So
Yeah, for you, like the workout, I think was a 19.1.
mhm.
The 1919 cal rows and the wall balls. That's a good workout for you.
Yeah. So I don't remember how many rounds I went. I went pretty far in that. I was pretty impressed. But the
Yeah.
next day, my quads were so sore. I had to go down the stairs holding my kid. And I'm like looking down the stairs. I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I
Yeah.
going to walk in? So like I literally had to like sit on the stairs and just kind of slide down with my son at the time.
Yeah.
So well, we're getting close to the end. So I have some like rapid fire questions. I already sent them to you, but what do you have any goals for the rest of the year? It has to be, it could be either CrossFit or like personal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly for sports. So my first goal is that I registered for the Atlas Games in Montreal. It's
Mhm.
the 15 to 18 years old category. So it's in June. I will compete there, and then my other goal is to be on the starting lineup this football season and to play every game. And my other goal is to qualify for the Wadapalooza 16-18 of
Nice.
next year in January. But
Okay.
for that, I need to, that's the main goal, to learn how to swim because at the games I didn't finish the workout. I was so not good enough. So yeah, I just need to learn how to swim to
Yeah.
go there.
It takes a while because I like if you it's almost like riding a bike, like once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. But if you stop
Yeah,
using it, it's like, oh crap. So you gotta like constantly like, just
yeah,
touch it a little bit. But it's yeah, I've watched like YouTube videos on that. And I've actually had a coach before because I used to do triathlons before CrossFit. And so I
yeah,
was like, I had a swimming coach and just try how to do it. And to be honest with you, like I haven't swam, oh God, probably in like 3 or 4 years, like competitively, like back and forth.
yeah,
So I'm like, yeah, that's probably one thing I need to work on myself.
yeah. But for me, like I hate it. Like I don't like swimming because but first of all, because I'm bad, so I don't like it. But it's so hard. Like I went on swimming with other people at my gym,
Mhm.
and like once a week, and I was like a sore of the swim for all week because I was so bad. And yeah,
Very cool. Yeah, I've had that happen too. Yeah. So, what is your favorite book that you like to read?
I'm not really like I don't read that much, but I have I don't know if you know him, Squat University.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I have his books. So sometimes I that's like the book that I mainly read.
Okay.
It's interesting. Like
So the Squat Bible and then Building Milo is the other
yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have them both.
Nice. Yeah. I want to get the Building Milo one. I haven't gotten the chance to read that yet, but yeah, those are two definitely good books that someone needs to read if they really want to get good at squatting.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. So what is in your gym bag?
Um, I got like two pairs of shoes. Obviously, I got my training shoes and my lifting shoes. That I got knee sleeves, my belt. Uh, I got like socks and stuff like that. I got lifting straps if I want to go heavy on the deadlifts or like
Mhm.
snatch a complex or something like that. I got wrist wraps. I got like all the glucose stuff, glucometer, insulin, uh, and yeah, that's about it.
In a new
Like
jump rope.
yeah, yeah. Fun fact: I bought a jump rope at the Rogue store at the games right after the workout.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, what would you tell someone that is a new diabetic what to expect throughout the whole process of being a diabetic?
I would tell them to expect to be like prepared for everything because everything can happen. Even if you think you control like the situation, no, you don't control it. It it's really like random, and you need to like know that it's not will always be easy, and you need to push through it.
Yeah, very cool. And then let's just say you're on your last day living on this earth, and what would you tell someone? Um, how do you want to be known as your last day of life is on this earth?
I want to be known as a hard worker that never gives up, and yeah, hard worker, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hard work is good enough for me. I'll take that. Awesome. So, where can people reach out to you if they have any questions about diabetes, being a CrossFit athlete, or any other questions they are asking?
It will be on my Instagram. So my Instagram is Mike34J. 34 is because it was my number in high school. So and I never changed it. So it's still Mike34J.
Yeah, that's kind of like with me too in high school. I got like my number five, and so
Yeah.
I just stuck with it. I like that's my favorite number. So, is that your favorite number too?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time, learning about your
Yeah.
diabetes and being in the CrossFit Games, which is super, super cool. I'm really jealous. So that would be a goal of mine, but I don't think it's ever going to happen because, just life in general. But and maybe in 6'6", but thank you for taking your time. And yeah, man, I would love to have you back on, especially after
Yeah,
the
of
Atlas
course.
games too, and kind of
Yeah,
see
of
like
course.
what your experiences was that was with that being there. And yeah, well, thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good one.